Hello everyone and welcome back to Gamedec, and let's just continue where we left off. Which of course means that we are gonna see if we can head back and talk to Guy after selling his stuff.
Don't be shy. Stay on my field.
It contained a pricing list. Everything seems to be in order. I knew I could trust you. I can give you some gold coins or a weapon. Yeah, ask for help in the investigation. I'm trying to solve your problem, but I need more information. What's going on with you? We've got the same problem. We just play, eat, sleep, and repeat. I still have a grip on Relium, but the others are starting to lose it. We're growing more tired. Our heads are killing us. Our eyesight is getting blurry. I had to rescale the UI as I couldn't see the timers. Guy shrugged, but I'm not sure that will help you. Watch Guy working. I stood and watched him work. We keep talking, and here comes another treasure, and in it, a pair of fast-riding textile boots smudged with cow dung. Okay. Keep watching. Is this going to make a difference? Okay, so that did no... Oh, it made no difference. I mean, he's not getting tired or anything. I still don't know if it's that or that. That one feels the most likely because they do say that that is what they're doing. That they are taking a bunch of different pills and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for that one. Because that is the one that most of them are saying. Like, this one. My employers are heavy med and stimulant users. Yeah? I'm gonna say that that's it. I mean, I am not saying that I believe... the ACK, because I mean, you can say that that's what you're doing, that you're helping them getting out of their addictions, but I don't know. Don't know if I believe that. We could get that one, Infotainer. It has come up quite a bit. At least I think I can get that. Yeah. Sure. And that will unlock access to these things, which I think will be useful. Probably want to get that one as well at some point. Then I'd have all the base ones. Okay, so what's the next step? Tell Stanley what you've deducted. Is it deduced? Well then.
Howdy. I can see you've wandered off the trail.
Hello, Sheriff. You're not Stanley? I'm the sheriff in this town. Not many players know about this place, especially newcomers. What brings you here? Wild West Sheriff. It all added up. Hey, you're going to meet someone. I need to talk to someone here. Yeah, you mean Stanley, right? He was waiting here for you, but had to leave the game. He asked me to talk to you on his behalf. Yeah, I don't believe that. If you don't mind, of course. But before I do, allow me to proceed with the formalities. He straightened up and cleared his throat. As the Sheriff of High Rock, I'd like to officially welcome you to our community. I'm here to help beginners and uphold the law, the game's rules, that is. Welcome, Rancher. Sure. The sheriff looked me in the eye, smiled, and shook my hand. Not only will I answer all your questions, but you'll receive something else. A welcome package and a pouch of coins for your farm. Cool, ain't it? Let's go down to the saloon and talk over a drink. What do you say? I mean, I'm on my way up to that unlockable thing, so fine. Let's go. I might have a job for you that will get you something more than gold coins. Gamedec. Let's take a walk. Alright. Hank, it's good to see you. How long until you're done? I just logged in. 6 weeks left. Howdy, Ben. How's that achievement going? You got it? Howdy, Sheriff. I'm about to crack the physics behind these bundles. Today's the day. It has to be. Ask about the achievement. What's this achievement you're working on? The Great Pyramid of Bundles. I'll be the first player to get it. There's the saloon. You're blocked from accessing it, but we'll fix that little problem promptly. The sheriff typed a few commands into the game's interface. I saw that I now had access to the saloon. Be my guest. I mean, I could ask if it's cheating. But if he's... I mean, he's the sheriff, so I'm guessing that he's like an admin, probably. Let's do that. Not a bad trick. Oh, it's one of the privileges of being sheriff. I can grant access to the saloon to anyone I want. Yeah, definitely sounds like an admin. First, let me ask you this. What's your poison? Whiskey? Ask for tea. I'll have tea. Bottoms up, then. To the meeting. I'm telling you, friend, this stuff may be digital, but it tastes like the real thing. It's phenomenal. Yeah, which is why I'm not having alcohol, sir. Ah, there we go. Where would you like to begin? Okay. Mention the Gamedec situation. You called me a Gamedec while we were in the graveyard. Why? Word travels fast. It's quite extraordinary having a Gamedec in High Rock. People get, you know, excited. They're curious why the orange folk hired you. Hell, I'm curious myself, but I respect that your investigation might require secrecy. On the other hand, I could help you. I know everyone here, you see. Ask what he's offering. What can you offer me? I say we try a good old partnership between officer and detective. I've got a feeling that you're here to solve my problem. Well, that depends on what your problem is. Inquire about details? Can you tell me a bit more? Listen, I have a feeling our goals overlap. High Rock has a problem with a certain player, the Outlaw. I've been informed that they might be involved in prohibited activities. I reported it to the admins. Okay, so you're not an admin. Okay. But the Outlaw keeps coming back with new accounts. I need solid proof to ban them from this world for good. I know you're running an investigation. I think it's connected to the Outlaw. In what way? Could you share your observations? We could work together. I don't know if I trust you, dude. Where's Stanley? Unfortunately, I only have those options. I mean, sure, you seem to be helping people here, but... that doesn't necessarily make you an inherently good person, per se. And I mean, for all I know, you're telling me lies, and you're actually working with the orange folk. I don't know. At the same time, I don't really have a reason to think that you are lying to me, because what reason do you have to lie to me? I mean, other than the fact that you know that I'm a Gamedec. So, fine. Tell the truth. I really just hope that it doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. Of course, I don't see why this should remain a secret. I was hired by the farmers from Orange Dream / Orange Folk. They have a problem with gameplay stability. They keep getting disconnected. I'm not gonna give away my conclusions, though. I mean, because what I've shared so far, that is something that, like, if I was a police officer, I could share that with someone, because, like, that would be, like, somewhat public knowledge. But any more information than that, no. It's too early to draw any conclusions, Sheriff. It's still an active case. The man sighed and took a sip of whiskey. Do you think there could be someone behind all this? Some player? I mean, obviously there is a leader of the orange... whatever they're called. If it's folk or dream, I don't know. But, I mean, there might be? I'm gonna guess that the game is saying, like, this is like a, yes, I think that there is a player. That's a no, I don't think there's a player. And that's a, I don't know. Which is where I'm at, so let's say shrug. Hard to say. I'm almost certain that the Outlaw is responsible for the orange folks' problems. Okay. I've suspected for a while that the Outlaw is a dealer that sells illegal boosts in harvest time. Oh, damn! You're talking about Betty. Really? I mean, they did say that it used to be someone else. It's possible that they also deal drugs or something even worse. I've had many complaints about that bastard. If you agree to work with me, I'll tell you my plan to catch the Outlaw. You'd play a central role in it. Sure, I mean, if it is Betty, then yeah, sure. I mean, if that also solves my problem, then why the heck not? Accept. You convinced me, Sheriff. I'll work for you. He offered what I usually charge for searching for someone in Virtualia. I nodded, then realized he hadn't told me what the job actually was. We shook hands. You never signed contracts in my line of work. Alright, let's cut to the chase. First of all, I need you to confirm the Outlaw's location. When you do that, find out whether they work alone or have accomplices. Then we'll meet and draw up a detailed plan. Okay. Ask about the outlaw. What do you know about them? I'm sure this player uses many different accounts and characters. Recently, they've been known as the Outlaw. They were in some shady business with Black Rook, a known hacker and fraud who had been permabanned from the game. Rook did a lot of nasty stuff. He once hacked our banker, Mr. Adams, and gave him an insulting name. The next update should finally fix it. I guess that's what that person was talking about. Something about Mr. Adams. And what are you gonna do? I'm going to collect evidence against the outlaw and inform the admins about our plans. I also have some real-life obligations. Ask if you can get a badge. Could you give me a deputy's star? And the sheriff burst out laughing. I don't have one on me, but since you care about it so much, I'll try to get one for you. Ask what he expects of you. Confirm whether or not that thug is still in their hideout, the guild house. A sheriff can't belong to guilds or enter their houses. Dumb, I know, but rules are rules. Just find out if the outlaw works alone or not. Alright, begin the investigation. Wait for me in the saloon after you've found all the answers. I'll be there at nightfall, and we'll think up a plan. Oh, hold on. Let me give you the welcome package. The sheriff made several gestures and opened the game's options. Ahem. Welcome to harvest time. Please accept this humble gift. Yee-haw! You've received 3 mystery gifts. I can't wait to open them for you. Come to the ranch. You've received a gift of 500 coins. You can use it to buy wonderful items, for example, from me. Let's meet up. Emphasize your irritation. Yes. This lady gets on my nerves. Can I turn off these notifications? I know what you mean, but you'll get used to her. Sadly, you can't turn the sweetheart off. It's time for me to go. I have things to do in Relium. I still had an obligation towards Stanley. I had to understand the Orange folks' problem. I wish you good luck. He extended his hand towards me. Sure. We'll meet at nightfall, Gamedec. One of the women upstairs beckoned me and pointed at the stairs that ran along the saloon's outer wall. My name's Leanne. We could help each other. Let's meet behind the saloon. That woman, Leanne, must have been listening in on our conversation. She wanted to meet me outside the saloon. Okay. Oh, the fire hydrant? Which it's definitely not. The woman looked noble and serious, though she kept looking around as though she were afraid of something. When she noticed me, her face took on an imperious look. You're a Gamedec, aren't you? Not in agreement. Yes, I'm working on a certain case here. I accidentally overheard your conversation with the sheriff, and I think that I might have a simple but lucrative job for you. I'd like you to provide me with intel about the sheriff, who he is, what he does, how many zeros he has in his bank account, and so on. Anything you can tell me about his life in Relium would be useful. Can I count on your help? Why do you need this information? I'm considering entering into a financial agreement with this person. I'd like to make sure he's solvent and trustworthy. That's all. Fine. Wonderful. Once you acquire this information, please come to the guild
you wanna
house.
join the gang for the Pumpkin King raid?
I'll be waiting for you there. Tell Rusty Ed that you work for me. He'll invite you to the guild. I suddenly felt the air move as if someone had walked right past me. But nobody was there. Okay. I resumed the conversation with Leanne. I'm terribly sorry I got a bit distracted for a moment. Yes, I noticed. Well, I think that will be all, unless you have more questions. Ask what she knows about the sheriff. Do you know anything about the sheriff? I heard that he's very respected here. Everyone speaks very highly of him. What's your opinion? I mean, I don't really. Because, I mean, let's just say I feel like he's a bit overly helpful. Which, I mean, it's a noir type game, so yeah. Makes me think ulterior motives. I mean, it could be that he's genuine, I don't know. Yeah, my instincts tell me not to trust him. Right? I felt so myself. I'm glad I met you. What do you do in the game? The woman bursts out laughing. What haven't I been doing? I used to run a prosperous farm. I was on top of the leaderboards. Now I'm mostly here for the people. This community is one of a kind. Sadly, you can't trust everyone, which is why I asked for your help. Bye. Goodbye. Who is the sheriff? Who is Leanne? Who is the outlaw? A flawless hero. Yeah. I wonder... could I ask the bartender?
Welcome to the High Rock Saloon. Can I get you anything?
How about information, really? Contact... What? I remembered what Bob Zappa from TMP had told me. I had a chance to contact him through the bartender, I just needed to say the password. Why would I do that? First ask about rumors. I'm sorry, but I can only serve drinks. I'm an automatic character, not a player. Please, don't look so surprised. A player hired me to fill in for them as a bartender, their town profession. This paid service lets you keep a role despite being absent. If you're interested in other paid services, please visit the game's website. Now then, can I get you anything? Contact Bob Zappa? I looked at the bartender knowingly and whispered, Mikorisa? The bartender's eyes flashed green. I heard a familiar beep signal, and the face of my old friend appeared before my eyes.
Hey, pal, I'm in a meeting. I can't talk right now.
I'll sense you when I'm done. This could take a while. Sure thing, later. I wonder if he remembered what he promised me. Wait, I don't. Can't really say that I paid that much attention to him. What he was saying. Howdy,
stranger. I'm Hank the Gravedigger.
I'm Hank, and I have the honor of being the gravedigger in this sunny establishment, and I don't sell coffins, so don't ask. I'm new here. Mind if we talk? Oh, Lord. If you have questions about the game, talk to Handy Joe by the platform. If you're interested in other topics, we can chat. Ask about the residents. Can you tell me something about the residents of High Rock? No one dies, so I rarely get to speak to them. Besides, I don't like to gossip. I prefer to look at the sky. It's so beautiful. Insist. You stand here for days on end. You must see things others miss, like players who aren't here to just play the game. Just a minute ago, my old friend was pestering me for some stuff and got nothing. I haven't seen her in-game for months, and now she shows up as Leanne. I think it was Leanne, and just starts convincing me to... Oh, never mind. Yes, encourage him to finish. You know what? I interview a lot of people on camera. I've noticed they don't do well with secrets. A secret eats away at you from the inside like a worm. It's best to get it out. It makes you feel better. Finish your story. She was looking for whales. Ones with real money. She wanted to find someone to bankroll her business in Relium. She was asking about cheap bank loans, but I'm not electrobank staff in here. I'm a gravedigger, and I won't talk about work. I'm on leave. To be honest, she looked desperate. Ask about the role of a gravedigger? You're a gravedigger, not a farmer? How did you get that role in the game? My farm is frozen right now. I need to work a town profession for a year to unlock the town resident achievement. The gravedigger gig happened to be available. The work is peaceful, it's basically world building, and nobody dies since they removed PvP. When it gets boring, I pop out to Relium to buy baby stuff. I can even sleep in-game, but my folks grumble about it. Runny nose, you know. Inquire. This town resident achievement takes some dedication. You have to be in harvest time for that long? For a year? If I'm not in-game, players can report my absence. Then the scripts check it and decide if I can continue in this role. Last month, my activity dropped a little because of the divorce. I was moving in with my folks. I got reported and lost the role. Sheriff Billy vouched for me. He's the reason I kept my progress. He's one great man, believe me. Yeah, let's see if we can get him to talk some more about the sheriff. A decent citizen indeed. Hank nodded, smiled, and stroked his belly. The world needs more people like him. They make it a better place. I suddenly felt a strange presence a few steps away from me. Observe it secretly. I noticed some movement out of the corner of my eye. The air was shimmering the way it does on hot days. It looked like a shadow generated by the game's engine, a shadow of a human. It could have been a bug, or an invisible player. As a Gamedec, I couldn't ignore these kinds of phenomena. I resumed the conversation with the gravedigger. Sorry, Hank, I saw something. You did look like you'd seen a ghost. Ask who he is in Relium? What do you do in the real world, in Relium? I work for Electrobank. I'm living with my parents now. I'm on their old couch as we speak. I'm pregnant, so I'm on leave. Congratulations on the pregnancy, Hank. I didn't realize you had a uterus. Well, I am a man, and I don't have a uterus. Cynthia, my beloved, doesn't consider me manly enough, which is why we got a divorce. I gave her the apartment, and she transferred the pregnancy to me. Ask for an explanation? But how? Can you explain? Your wife transferred the pregnancy to you? You don't have a uterus, but you're with child? Where? Man, dinosaurs walk among us. I am not organically pregnant. My boy is in an exutor? Oh, an external uterus. Okay. At the White Cloud Clinic? Listen. He feels my actual movements, hears me like he would in a real uterus. He can sense light if I'm in the sun. It recently got an upgrade. Now my little bud can feel virtual movements in sensory worlds. He sees light, hears sounds, all of it. So I'm lounging in harvest time, enjoying nature and the fresh air. It's good for the baby. Okay, if you say so.
Hi, I'm on my way to the next meeting. What's up?
Okay. I managed to get out of that meeting, but I'm on my way to the next one. Tell me what this is about. Maximum level or help with the investigation? I mean, that could be helpful. Most likely. Probably get access to more stuff, but let's go with this one. Maybe I can ask for the other one as well, I don't know. I'm conducting an investigation in harvest time. I need intel on a certain player. Damn it, this kind of data is usually restricted. I can't help you myself, but I'll ask some friends. Who is this about? Ask about the sheriff, the outlaw, and Leanne. They're from the High Rock region. Any information would help. Every detail matters here.
Just like every other day.
Sure, I'll ask around. I'll send you as soon as I find anything. Later. Okay, so could just ask about that.
Hello. What a nice day.
The girl smiled when she saw me. Hello, what a nice day. Ask about the orange farmers. Do you know anything about the orange farmers? Only that they trade stuff with Betty. She might know more. She's a talker. You know, I overheard that some players address her in a particular way. They lean over and say, "Show me your wares," very emphatically. I think it's some kind of password. Okay. Ask about Stanley. I'm looking for a player named Stanley. Do you know him? Well, her stand is next to mine, but I don't think her business is limited to selling fruit. Ask what she sells. Nothing at the moment. My trade channel is closed. I'm getting ready to take on the town profession of a merchant. Currently, I'm practicing slogans. Ask what's going on in town? Sorry, I don't know anything. I'm trying to stay away from other players for now.
Come, everything's for sale.
Hello again. Ask about the outlaw. I'm looking for information about the outlaw. I heard that player was here recently. Oh, that new character leveled up real quick and holed themselves up somewhere. I'm afraid they might be another fraud. Another fraud? Do you think the outlaw is working with someone? Is there some kind of gang here? Hard to say.
Howdy.
We had some trouble with this guy, Blackrook. He peddled illegal items and swindled people. The admins banned him at the sheriff's request. It was funny she said that, since it was Betty who took over Blackrook's business. Don't respond. I decided not to comment on it. No, I want her to keep talking to me. Ask about the sheriff. What do you think about the sheriff, Betty? What everyone in High Rock does. He's a solid and helpful player. I suppose you don't have an opinion yet? You're still new around here. He's all right. Betty laughed. He is, and many High Rock inhabitants will confirm that. Ask what she does in Realium? Could you tell me something about your life in Realium? Sure. It's not a secret. I work for the Ministry of Internal Affairs. I organize new holidays. Are you saying that you're at work right now? You're on a couch somewhere in the ministry? That's right, sweetheart. We've got a lot of free time here. Currently, we're working on Neighbor's Day. Ask about Neighbor's Day? Sounds interesting. We're talking Realium, not some in-game event, right?
The best part of the game.
Yes, William needs holidays and events just as much as games do. This event is supposed to counteract the most common cause of depression in free Europe, loneliness. People will go out to parking lots and squares carrying treats. Then the host will initiate conversations with simple icebreakers.
Raise the initiative? That was a really good idea. I'd like to get to know my neighbors myself.
Really? I think it's idiotic, but the office pays us to come up with this stuff, and I can play Harvest Time in the meantime.
Say the secret password. Show me your wares. Betty winked at me knowingly.
I have a firearm for 5,000 coins. Interested?
Thanks, but I can't afford it.
Have a nice day, farmer.
Hold on, sweetheart.
Betty leaned over and looked at me conspiratorially.
You asked about that player. I know that Black Rook and the Outlaw were doing shady business together, but you didn't hear that from me.
Betty winked at me and started arranging her wares. Well, I already knew that. Hello, Rusty Ed.
New player.
Oh, you're the one that I should tell that to. An older man was sitting on a barrel scanning the area. Long beard, dust on his shoulders. He looked like he'd been gathering that dust for a decade. Say hello. Hello, I'm a Gamedec, and I'm the guild master of Rusty Ed's guild. Ha! Just a fun fact. You want to ask an old-timer about farming tricks? Go ahead. Rusty Ed has a lot of stories up his sleeve. Ask about the guild?
I am. It's a guild open to all players of adequate level.
What level do you need to be at?
In order to join Rusty Ed's guild, you need to listen to 3 daily stories. Ha!
Okay. Sure, tell a story.
I got 3 stories today. The topics are a legendary artifact, how I became sheriff, and old game systems. Which do you want to hear?
Sure. You used to be the sheriff here? Tell me about it.
Where do I start? You know, we're not all up and about in here. We're not waving our arms around. Our corpses lie still on couches. Mine at my place, yours at your place. And sometimes it's all about speed here, especially with duels. But I mean your neuronal
speed? Lovely day.
What? Not bodily. If you want to be sheriff, you must beat the previous one.
You must be faster, more precise.
Go on.
This guy was good. Everyone could see it. But I noticed something. He would enter the game for up to 3 hours, maybe 4. It was always like that. But once he lingered, playing poker. It was 6 hours, 7. And guess what? The guy was staggering, dropping off. I noticed his fragile brain, quick but easily fatigued. It was his vulnerability. Next time I played him myself,
the best part of the game.
I kept letting him win. I challenged him to a sunset duel. After he had spent 12 hours here, he couldn't turn it down. That's the rule. He was good, but I could see in his eyes that he had already lost. His eyelids were twitching from the adrenaline rush.
It's not adrenaline. Human eyelids are innervated by 2 motor nerves, autonomous and autonomic, part of the sympathetic nervous system. When you're tired, the latter turns off and your eyelids droop, even though you consciously try to raise them. He was just exhausted.
So he wouldn't give up without a fight. He knew that would insult me. Don't get me wrong. He was a good guy. He knew I'd discovered his weakness. Maybe if he had money, he could have paid to get his neurons enhanced. Maybe that's what the poker was for. I never saw him again in here. Maybe he had a breakdown? Was he fed up with his quick fatigue?
I need to log
That
out,
bothered
but
me a
there is
bit.
so much to do.
Anyway, I was sheriff here for a full month before I lost a duel, but I've never forgotten that guy. He had a nice vintage nick. Kill them all.
Say you know him. Kill them all? I know him. I've met him many times. I even invited him to my show once. His wrinkled face brightened. Really? Oh, damn. Well, I'm glad he's still holding up. All right, I suspect you want to ask me a question now? Go ahead. Yeah. Tell me a story. You've heard the story of how I became sheriff. Would you like to hear about the legendary artifact now, or maybe old game systems? Old game systems. The old man closed his eyes and smiled. It used to be a
Weather's
game with
perfect,
ambitions.
Just like every other day.
It was all about portraying something genuine. Physical labor, soil, dirt. Things you don't get in Realium. You took your spade, you know, and there were roots in the ground that you had to dig through. There were snails now and then. You grabbed them and either threw them onto your neighbor's field or you killed them. I hate snails.
Ask about dealing with snails. Snails? That sounds media-worthy. Can you tell me more about them? My viewers crave stories about oddities in old games. Ed grinned. I cut the ones I caught in half and placed them around my garden. Other snails came to feed on them. Then I put them in a jar and covered them with salt. They turned to jelly. Jars sold for 100 coins each. That sure is one way of doing things. Thanks, Ed. So working on a farm was hard, all right. People said they had muscle aches after going back to Realium. That was neurotransmission at work. You visualized your garden, then got lost in the work, digging up dirt, sweating,
Hey, you want to join the gang for the Pumpkin King raid?
and then seeing the end product of months of work. It was therapeutic. Then, upon player request, the devs started making it easier. They removed fatigue, sped up plant growth, got rid of adverse weather. Then they introduced premium accounts, subscriptions, microtransactions, and all that was left of the game was the box. Comment on the changes? Games change according to trends and audience preferences. There are still worlds like Happy Hunting Grounds with full-on simulation. Trans schmans. Moneymakers got their hands on it and turned something that mattered to players into something that mattered to them. I've talked enough. I can answer your questions now. Go ahead. Another story. I got one more. Alright, it was about a decade ago. An event was announced that would last all year. A year. It was said that one of the loot boxes would contain a legend of Harvest Time, the artifact jewel. I can still remember it. It was a house in the game. House of Happiness. It was covered in flowers. It boosted the joy neurotransmitters of whoever was in it.
Chime in saying it's dangerous? That sort of software can cause an addiction. Did they warn anyone about it?
I don't know much about it, but let me tell you one thing. A lot more was allowed in games back then compared to today. So there was this player, Ted Godiva, who sold his apartment, everything he had, to improve his chances. He spent a lot of money on boosts. That's how he got that treasure. The house is still hovering somewhere in the game, in Elysium. He settled here in Harvest Time. He became a Zoenet. He only had enough money to keep his brain alive for a few months. Even while he was dying, he kept smiling.
Make a comment on Zoenets? I read a report on Zoenets. He'd need lots of money to stay alive for years, and not just to keep Netrium. An organic brain gets older. Someone would have to keep providing him Everbrain, a regenerative enzyme, maintaining a natrium
Hey, you wanna
liquids.
join the gang for the Pumpkin King raid?
The enzyme, it costs a fortune.
Okay, now that you've listened to my story, I can answer your questions.
Ask to be admitted to the guild? Could you admit me to your guild?
Sure, you
Add
listen
me
to
your
my
friends,
stories,
partner.
and I can see you're not a member of any other guild. Just a minute. There, welcome to Rusty Ed's Guild. Make sure to read the terms and conditions. It's just one sentence. Be nice.
Go away.
Don't worry about the levels. My guild runs on principles from 20 years ago when there was no such limitation. The house is open.
I've always liked to see it come and go. That's the appeal of old games. Okay. See the questions. Ask about the outlaw. Do you know anything about a player called the Outlaw?
Do I know anything? I can't tell you that. The Outlaw is a member of Rusty Ed's Guild, just like dozens of other players that asked nicely enough.
What a lovely day.
Well, that's lovely.
Including you, my friend. Why don't you just have it out with them like civilized players? I don't know who they are, and I don't really care.
Ask about Sheriff Billy. Tell me something about the local sheriff. Do you know that Billy guy?
He's been nagging me lately, asking me to admit him to the guild. Him and those two loyal cowboys of his. You know, that cowboy Ack and Mad Dog?
Ooh. I knew I shouldn't trust him.
But I refuse every time they ask. I don't trust them. But keep that to yourself. Yeah, but now I'd like to take a nap.
As I was leaving, Ed flinched suddenly as if he'd felt a prickling sensation. I felt a chill. I felt this strange presence that had haunted me before. I knew I had to investigate it. There were two tools I could use. Intermirror could pierce through the cloak, while Pain Ping launched a painful jamming impulse. I mean, I'm tempted to do the Pain Ping, because that would show them? I technically don't know what that would do, except jam them. But yeah, let's do that one. I opened my deck, chose the direction I believed the anomaly to be in, then sent the Pain Ping impulse. I heard someone let out a pain-induced hiss, and for a moment I saw a human silhouette. After a while, the shape disappeared. I knew that if I caught this ghost,
game is so addictive.
I'd be able to examine it more closely, maybe even talk to it. I went back to Ed. Ed was sleeping like a log.
The weather's perfect, just like every other day.
Hi.
Yes?
I'm
Hi.
sensing you from the bathroom.
Okay. I'm in a meeting, but I went to the bathroom and I'm sensing you from a stall. Cool, huh? Ask what he found. You didn't have to tell me that. Anyway, got anything?
Well, a friend from customer service dug up some data about these players.
I didn't get a proper look yet. I'll just read it out for you. Hi, Bob. I looked into this sheriff guy. Suspicious stuff. It seems he's using some kind of cheat, a speed boost, or timer manipulator. The sheriff's account is registered to a man called Mr. Lebsky, and Leanne's real name is Nanette Doucette.
Now listen to this.
That guy is a manager in her organization, Nanette's Foundation. I checked their in-game profiles, and
what
there's
a lovely day.
not a single interaction between them, as if they didn't know they both play. Curious, huh? My guy from Hacks gained access to the vPress cloud and found a record featuring Mr. Lebsky and Nanette Transcript enclosed. You owe me. Transcript enclosed. You owe me big time. Bob finished reading. I owe him, that is, not you. Anyway, I have to go back to the meeting. Is this any good?
The weather's perfect. Just like every other day.
Ask about the outlaw? Okay, but what about the outlaw? Right, I forgot. It's a new anonymous account. If they're not registered within the first week, they get automatically deleted. Yeah, just thinking. No, Bob, I do owe you. I'm sure this information will help me. Take care. I'm glad I could return the favor. Take care and good luck. Well, we will continue this investigation in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!